This map, it's interesting. This is normally played in like a free-for-all sort of thing. If I'm correct on what this is, it's crazy. With the naval, so they have to really keep an eye on making sure that crazy stuff does not happen there, because orcas will ruin your day. But you also can't ignore the temple on the other side.
Orcas will ruin your day, and yeah, look at that temple there. We can see it now on the screen with so much metal there. And not only just that, but you also have so many trees there as well, and tree economy is going to be a valuable resource on this map.
Qzipco will definitely play a huge role in this, on whoever actually decides to do it. Looks like they're pinging their spawns, giving their GLHFs.
Just making sure I can actually see them. I have had a couple of issues lately where I don't actually see the players, and sat there at like 2.5 minutes in. It's like, I don't see anyone. What is going on?
What are you talking about here? I don't see anything.
Exactly. But yeah, we will just be waiting for them to finish spawning in, at which point we'll introduce them and get on. Game starts in 3, 2, 1, and bingo! Hello everyone, welcome to, well, I suppose it's a round 2 game in the Clopsey. We'll start off with round 2 because that makes sense. I am Marshall and I am joined by Annihilator in this Dualcast.
Hello, everybody.
As British as an American can get. But yes, it's a 2 versus 2 tournament, and this time we have in yellow Neon and Corgizilla, both really good players. I believe Platinum, if not Uber, by this point. Going bots on both sides of the lake there, one going combat fab and the other going just a regular fabricator. Meanwhile, in blue we have representing what is it, Wrath of Quasar, Admiral General, and Qzipco. Also going double bots first. Thank you for the follow, whoever that was. Luke123456, thank you very much. But yes, Annihilator, looking at their spawns and their opening builds, what are you going to suggest to the players?
Well, lately, well, my brain just stopped working. But, like I said, they're not going, like, if they neglect the naval, there's a lot of free metal in the back, and they're going to need to use that Trico to fuel their economy. Hopefully, it's, in the beginning, you really don't want to, stall your economy, so we'll see here who has a better eco management to start. And, yeah,
it looks as though each of the players are
from Qzipco and Admiral General.
Yeah, trying to grab those expanding fabricators if you can, snipe those. That's quite a good early game win here, and that one is about to go down, taking a few hits from the trees, but it does go down really nice there from the yellow team, although they, even with 2 docks, you know, it's a worthy investment. And behind we can see there they're getting up a point defense just to make sure that their fabricators are relatively safe, and which means no docks are going to get through there. But what we did see earlier though was the naval expansion from Team Blue over there, getting up some barracudas and torpedoes in the middle of the pond there, which is really going to lock down any naval attempts from the other players. We do see some air scouting from Hummingbirds, so perhaps a bumblebee or 2 will come in from yellow to lock down blue before they get too powerful in the water there.
You know, an interesting thing earlier was that little docks harass. If you look over here, Blue's metal is on fire.
Yeah, that's not good for them at all, is it?
They're gonna have to start reclaiming those trees as fast as they can if they want to take advantage of it. But we're gonna see a lot of torpedo launcher spam here in the lake.
Yellow even moving their commander into the lake here.
I'm surprised both teams only decided to go single naval, but yeah, that we saw earlier that commander actually picked off a some early aggression from a piranha. But it looks like yellow is deciding over here. They're building their torpedo launchers just off the coast, just to wait off any aggression from all these piranhas at the moment.
Yeah, and of course, since Titans, you can build your torpedo launchers on the land, allowing you your coastline defences there. Longer yellow do leave, though. It gives the blue team rather a greater window of opportunity in the lake. Then we can already see 3 successful torpedo launchers going up. We do have the yellow commander building his own there. But conversely, on the other side, we do see a little bit of a play for the temple now from the blue team there, trying to reclaim some trees and get an air fabber going through. Risky strats though, because we do have a yellow humming bee. It is going to come in and it will snipe that fabricator. Down it goes. So blue will have to go another way about getting those resources. But we do see a slight force here coming out from the yellow team, mixing in some ants and docks there as well for some slightly harder punches.
Ooh.
Will take down a few metal extractors. They won't get too far into the base, as by the time they get there, this defensive force will have conglomerated to substantial enough a force to repel them. But there is the orca from the sea.
Yeah, Blue's getting battered by that orca right now. That's not something that you want to have going on at all in the early game. And he had neglected really to build any point defenses early on to just stave off this small aggression force that could have gotten blown up by just maybe one single turret. So like they've given up a little bit of metal for that, for being a little bit more risky and just going straight for the metal.
Looks like a blue commander on the other side though pushed out and managed to stop a turret from being built, and will now be able to push back along this yellow expansion here, taking down a radar and a Galata, threatening a fabricator and a potential expansion over there. This is really aggressive strats by this commander, and if we actually zoom out, you know, these spawns are actually relatively close on this map. It's just the land corridors that mean that the unit pathing will take a little longer with the tanks, as they aren't amphibious like the docks are, unless of course you build drifters. But that commander, where could he possibly be going? Are you serious?
What is this?
What? Last minute's name cheeses the game. Goodness me.
I guess that's a pretty good idea. Come to think of it, but
that's something
you don't tend to see. A couple of tanks walking into some landmines over there as well.
Oh my gosh! What? Oh my goodness! Here, that commander pushing out from
torpedo launcher creep.
Oh my goodness. I don't even right now. So we have the yellow commander pushing in the water and the blue commander saying, you know what? I don't care. I'll push the other water and orca your base to the point that you don't have a base. But the thing is, if the yellow commander does manage to establish himself in the water here, then he does have a fair number of metal there at his disposal, a total of 9 in the water.
And actually, that energy there, if he can push in with his commander, he's going to take out a lot of energy. And that small naval force is going to get pretty battered up by those the Barracudas right now.
And we do see T2 naval coming out, so possibly later game Kaijus and Leviathans. But I think the big thing right now is these teams are considering sort of expanding to this temple now, really, and we do see the turrets going up in a sort of linear fashion, I suppose, almost towards that temple, almost creating a sort of no man's land race to the temple World War I scenario there between these players.
Blue's commander over here almost walked into a couple landmines with all that was going on. But it's very interesting getting that T2 up, because it might flip the game over into Yellow's favor. They're seeming being forced to be on the defensive right now, especially with their base one of their bases getting battered by orcas. They're also getting T2 vehicles over here at the same time. I'm not sure if they want to get both at right at the same time. I mean, but if some kaijus come out from that T2 naval factory and there's a radar up or whatever, that could potentially really flip the game around.
Well, you don't necessarily even need a radar, because the map is so small. You can just use some piranhas with their extended vision there, or even just a couple of skitters from the land, and then that'll be fair enough. Pings going off from blue there, saying, "Oh, we need to do something about this little turret encampment over there." But I think it'll be really interesting to see whether yellow will manage to fight themselves back out of the water here, because the longer blue leave that alone, the greater risk it's going to be. But my goodness, the economy there stalling to try and rush out this Leviathan, which will have massive range over the rest of this map.
They want a Leviathan. Wow, they're getting super greedy. They want to take all the risks. But like with this area with all those turrets, I would personally just ignore it and just go around and look for the metal that yellow has on the land on the opposite side, just to blow that up. Where they won't be using so much troops to get a very small reward on the eco harassment.
Yeah, that's a lot of investment just to defend a single mechs. You know, two laser defense there is quite a lot just for a single mechs.
It'll only be worth it if they take the bait.
Yeah, exactly. We did see earlier, though, I just changed to the blue point of view. They do not see that the T2 naval is a thing. So going forward, that could potentially set them back because they do not know that the T2 vehicles are a thing. They do not know that the T2 naval is a thing. They are unaware of the T2 at this point, and the longer they leave that, the more, the closer their window is going to be for actually doing the reactive T2. Because, of course, you either have your proactive T2 or your reactive T2. And your reactive T2 you really want to get going before the opponents finish their T2. And as we see now, the Leviathan is out of the docks there. What Yellow need to do?
They're quite entrenched in there. I'm not sure how they're going to deal with this Leviathan.
Yeah, I think at the moment what Yellow wanting to do is maybe just get rid of the initial blue bases. T2 vehicles is almost going up now to 70%, getting their commander assisting that as well. He's taken some damage. All of the commanders seem to have taken damage at some point or another. But, it just seems to be a case of raiding over time here. We do have T2 vehicles coming up from blue at long last. So
maybe we'll see a Manhattan.
Maybe
way over there.
You never know.
Push it over with some boom bots.
It is surprising that neither team has really gone hard into the air game. I mean, Yellow at the moment have a fair number of Hummingbird interceptors, but that's about it. You know, no bombers or anything like that. But I suppose that may be down to just the presence of naval and narwhal possibilities, because narwhals are, of course, really good against
mobile turrets against air. Yes.
Yeah, they are literally insane Galata. But
Yellow wants to get some T2 eco up as well in the naval here.
Yeah, that should probably be their next priority. Now that they have the Leviathan out, they can sort of fight back blue a little bit, or maybe even push back out against blue, because what blue are doing is they're expanding further and further towards this temple, and they've actually managed to claim so much metal on the temple there that in the economy tab we can actually see that they're powering ahead almost double of the yellow metal income at the moment, and they don't even have their T2 up yet. Well, they do, but not the eco.
They also have they still have the T2, not the T2, the Trico going on here. Oh, I'd like to see something funny going on over here with this combat fab. Maybe end up reclaiming that max pretty soon here.
It might do, because area reclaims. It's well within range. Any second now. Any second. Yeah, there it goes. Down goes the mechs. Reclaim there. Few tanks deciding better of that push into Yellow's base, who now have levelers to defend against that. The commander didn't take any damage there. The big thing I think at this moment is Yellow need to do something about Blue's bases. Yellow are sort of sitting there, not really doing too much in the way of aggression, and have sort of left the temple to its own devices. And at this point, Blue are saying, okay, well, you've left us the temple. We're going to get up some T2 eco and really power ahead and get the production going. And even if Yellow did have the initial T2 advantage in the water, Blue can always take it back from them with superior production.
Like the Yellow actually made some skitters to deal with those landmines, but Yellow, another thing that they're doing is they're rushing straight for their T2 economy, when what they really should be doing, because it's cheaper to get T1 first, is to just clear up these torpedo launchers so that they can actually get some of this metal that's available to them. It looks like they're cleaning up the final torpedo launcher, but hopefully they realize that they should be getting some T1 as well.
Big thing at the moment, though, Yellow's base getting squeezed by a few levelers there as well. Commander sort of cut off, defended behind a few buildings. There are a good number of levelers to defend against this, but it's gonna be close. I think the Yellow commander is gonna have to run away in any future pushes, because we do have a follow-on coming up with 3 additional levelers. We do have another force of tanks coming from the other side. So this Yellow commander here needs to reevaluate his life choices, I think.
So I think just the final question to be asked and answered is how exactly Blue's gonna deal with this Leviathan. Because it's gonna start defending Yellow's base with the T2 over there.
Yeah, and the second one almost finished as well. The Leviathan, though, the key thing about that is that it doesn't go too close to the shore, because when it gets too close to the shore, the levelers do get in range of it. That is, if Blue managed to push that far. Is that commander stuck between two buildings? Could potentially be, but
It's making its way out, getting pushed around by an ant there.
There you go. Commander pushed by an ant. But the thing is, though, 3 levelers coming in with Inferno's defense.
Oh,
he needs to get into the water. Yeah, he has to flee. But levelers could pick him off if they targeted him. He was in range there for a little bit. Blue missed a trick there with getting a commander snipe. He's not in the water yet.
Leviathan's about to get target down.
Yeah, that or the torpedo launcher, but this commander here really imperiled, taking a bit of damage there. 63 levelers just in range almost. The commander trying to juke around the wreckages down to 56. Just about managed to survive there, going around the rest of the planet because we kind of
look at that
neglected
T2.
it.
Look at that T2 that they have going up in the water by Blue. They have their answer, it looks like.
Yeah, and because in the economy tab there, 4 times the eco for the metal income and double the power income, they are steaming away in their production. The 5-year plan has really paid off for this team here. And that T2 naval is actually, you know, it's going to get finished. I suspect we'll probably see Leviathans perhaps rushed out. But Yellow need to see this and answer it and get rid of it. They don't see it going up. So they don't necessarily know about that. But what we also saw earlier, I said that neither team were really making a play for the air game. Blue has decided to do just that. They said, well, we have all of the land, you're stuck in the water, we can do what we want now, because we have all the eco. And they've decided to really power ahead with the air. We'll probably see a lot more vehicles in the way of drifters coming out. Or maybe even some shellers, as Yellow commanders are going to be inevitably pushed into the water at this point.
I think it's really unfortunate that Yellow decided to get Leviathans instead of Kaijus, because I feel like they gave up a huge opportunity of being able to branch out into the land with Kaijus. They do just as good of a job.
Well, I think at the time that they were building them initially for the Leviathans, I think they wanted to push Blue away from the shore because I think they felt pressured by the torpedoes and the existing naval presence. But the thing is, they just didn't use them. They just sort of sat them in their base. They weren't playing aggressively with them.
No, I didn't seem like that T2 was doing, like, paying for itself very well.
Yeah, no, it certainly wasn't. And at this point, the thing is, they've left Blue to their own devices. They have an army of levelers. They have the whole temple now. And Yellow are sort of entrenched in the water at this point. And the air game is Blue's. Yellow at this point are thinking, oh, we kind of forgot about the air game.
Just lost their T2 fab there.
Yep. And because the air game is Blue's, and with a distinct lack of narwhals, with critical mass bombers, Leviathans will go down very, very quickly indeed, as will Kaijus and potentially even torpedo launchers.
It's like they had to run away with their air until they have another set of bombers that they have a ton pumping out.
Yeah, you would have thought that they would have targeted down the narwhals and the anti-air, but instead they went straight for the Leviathan.
Well, at this point, it doesn't matter in what order they do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it would have made more sense to get rid of the anti-air first, so that their planes stop getting shot down. Poor Yellow over here. They're not giving up. They're putting up some combat fab to start getting at least a little bit of economy coming in, but they're still going for T2. They haven't got a lot of T1.
Yeah, and we do see the storm coming out, but the thing is, storms are okay, but they're even better if you're actually trying to contest the air game. Yeah, they're good in defense against air, but they're also good at tipping the scales in an air dominance struggle.
Yeah, all they really say to your air is, your air can't go here, so you stay away from here. So you just say, well, I'll go somewhere else.
Basically,
and that's pretty much.
I'm pretty sure, though, the Kestrels, the T2 air gunships, actually outrange storms. So That's, I
Yes,
believe, one way of dealing with storms. But oh my goodness, here we go! Oi! I saw the storms. They decided to pull away. I don't want to go over with that. We do actually have Kestrels in there. We do actually have T2 Air Factory from Blue. Oh dear. But
Nice
Blue
to see
Leviathan. Oh, levelers in mines. Oh dear.
Oh no.
Lost a few levels to the mines, but the thing is, the yellow are just stuck now, and they need to make a proper strategy as to how they're going to deal with blue. They've got an air game to deal with. Oh, commander snipe potential. 1 pass, 2 pass, multi-pass. Down goes 1 commander, leaving the only one left in the water now. And it's kind of tricky for yellow at this point, because they have a lot of torpedo launchers, but a distinct lack of AA in that water, and they need to get up some flak pronto in order to actually survive in this game. But again, survival is one thing, winning is another. And at this point, I think they might have a very, very steep uphill climb in order to actually win the game.
Oh, this is really unfortunate how... See, it's very sad to see the Leviathans get sunk. They're such a magnificent unit, and it's sad to see them go.
Dearie me.
All those levelers just waiting to get reclaimed, though.
The air conglomerating.
Blue is sending them a little bit of eco.
They see the flak. They want to avoid it. Pings over there saying, well, there's some glass over there. In come the air for the commander snipe. They're going to neglect the flak, not bother with it. They're going to try and kill this thing off. A few bombers coming over. Will they manage to kill this commander? I think they will. Well, the Kestrels are there. Wow.
If this doesn't work, we'll see a couple T2 flak coming up around it.
Oh, there were some flak there, actually. I didn't see those extra ones going up. But this is where the T2 Naval from Blue needs to come into play. They need to perhaps get some Typhoons going. Nuclear missile launcher. Are you serious? That's how they're going to win this game?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
GG calls Neon. I think they realise they are
Sell
sunk.
the nuke to crack a turtle.
Sometimes even nukes don't do it, so you need a Helios Manhattan combo. But there goes that game.
It's just about... No, it'd actually be cheaper to do it that way. No, wait, would it? Yeah, it'd be actually cheaper to do it that way.
Hmm.
Nukes are really expensive, but Manhattans are only 5,000.
I was watching a combat fab being pelican dropped on the other side of the map to pop up a teleporter proxy to Violet's base. What is Qzipco planning here? There's the teleporter from Qzipco. There is a docks right there though. Will Violet get the scout on this? Oh, that hero docks. Does it get the scout? It's going to be so very close. It does not get the scout. And it goes in the other direction. That's significant. Bomber coming over in the same direction. But the teleporter's linked. It's too late.